All right, so we literally just got done painting our magazines, okay? So now I am going to show you how to paint your rifle, all right? And this is a very easy and simple process, but there are some very important things that you have to take in consideration when painting a firearm, okay? Today we're going to paint my Virginia 15 build because I want it to be camouflage for the needs that I want it for. Okay, so first thing that you're going to see on this that looks different is I have tape. Anywhere that you do not want paint to get in, you must have tape. And I'm going to give you a couple key points here of what I do when I paint these. First off, trigger. You do not want your trigger painted. You do not want paint to be able to get up inside into your lower and for it to be able to mess with your trigger group. Tape off your trigger. If you have iron sights, you want to tape off your peep. Both peep sights, your big and your small, and you want to tape off your front sight post. If you have an optic, this is common sense, but you would not believe me, but I've actually seen somebody do this. If you have an optic, if you have a scope, a red dot, anything like that, for one, if you have a high dollar red dot that you don't want to paint, then just take it off the gun, okay? But if you plan on painting your optic, make sure if you do not have covers over top the lenses, tape over the lenses. I've actually seen somebody do this. I'm not kidding. So make sure your lenses on your optic is covered. Don't be the dumbass that paints over top of the lenses. Some people go crazy and they tape off the muzzle. I don't care. Okay, so I'm going to leave the muzzle on there. On the opposite side, make sure that your dust cover is closed. Do not paint inside of your lower. Make sure that your dust cover is closed. So what we're going to do, and I'm going to try this because I don't know if it's going to work. So this is going to be just as much of a kind of sort of learning for me as much as it will be for you. What I think will work here is if I take two boards and I clamp the boards down, all right, to the magazine, I should be able to make this into a stand where it would stand the rifle up. I don't know if it's going to work, but we're going to try. So let's see what we got. Let's see what we have and if it is going to work. I'm too far down on the magazine, but I don't want to go too far up. All right. Let's try that and try this. There we go. All right, now will this stand on? Jesus fucking Christ. Will this work? There we go. Okay, so it actually worked. A little bit of hillbilly engineering here, and she is fine. Okay, so I have it all clamped down. The rifle is standing up, so I will be able to paint everything that I need. Again, anything you do not want painted has to be taped up. I did not mention this before, but this gun, the entire gun, needs to be degreased and cleaned very well. I didn't do a video of that because that's pretty self-explanatory. You just get degreaser and wipe the entire gun down make sure the gun is dry before you do this. If you have oil anywhere, the paint will not stick to it. Obviously, we don't care about that because it's going to get that battle-worn look eventually as you use it. But understand that anywhere that you have oil, like around your trigger group pins, anything like that, it will not stick to oil. So, one other thing to take in mind, when you paint your grips, for a little while after, they are going to be sticky. So if you do not want your grips painted or your stock painted, because it being sticky is going to bother you, then don't paint them, tape them. So, let's go ahead. I am going to do my base coat in I'm going to do my base coat in brown. So, and yes, it's going to make some of y'all cringe because we're getting ready to paint a $1,000 gun, but I don't care. So, I'm literally just going to put a base coat on this gun. I'm going to do the entire thing. Okay. All sides of it. And again, it does not have to be absolutely perfect. Just like the magazines, if it's speckled a little bit, it is not going to matter. Alright, and the reason why I clamped it in the way that I did is so I can get up underneath of the firearm, where you might not be able to get if it was laying on one side. Okay, so now that everything's got the first coat on it, sure I get the front. I can't believe I'm painting over top of an FN barrel, but it is what it is. Okay, make sure I get the bottom here of this side. Okay. All right, got my optic fairly decent. All right, so let this rifle dry for a minute or two before I apply my second coat here. The second one, I think what we might end up doing, I have something that I think resembles bark. Let me try it on something here real quick. Pretty brown. I mean, it's pretty brown. It's almost a dark. It's almost black. All right, so what we'll do for our second thing is a little bit of brown. Okay, just a little bit of brown. Break some of this up. All right. All right. There's our browns. All right. Do a little bit of green on here. I'm going to show you the method to my madness of speckling this first. Do a little bit of green. Okay. All right. There's a reason why I speckled this all colors first. Okay. Because when I go to make my pattern here in a second, the pattern that I make is going to be broke up by the rest of it. All right. So let's go ahead, do one little pattern here. All right. Let's try a oak leaf or something up here. All right, there's an oak leaf. All right, there's an oak leaf. All right. Do one on this side. Actually, let's pick a different leaf for this side. Well, let's try this one. All right. There's that. All right. The last one that we have is brown. So, get our brown out. And anywhere that I did not do a pattern the first time, I'm going to go back through and make a pattern there. The second time, the last time. All right, so let's go here on the butt. Okay. Let's take it down here. And understand that it does not have to be absolutely 100% pretty, because camouflage is not absolutely 100% pretty. So, a little more. And I believe I'm happy with that. So, guys, I hope that this did not make you cry watching me paint this rifle. But, as you can tell, we went from a black gun to something that is now somewhat camouflage. I'm going to let this gun now dry, and we will see what we come up with afterwards. Guys, I love you to death. Like always, if you have any questions at all, leave them in the comments section below. Until next time, I love you to death. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you later.